All right, so I'm here with Sabu Hanarchian, and I just met you today, just about 5 minutes ago. I am one of the members of the LA Bitcoin Billboards team. So we've put up 30 billboards in LA to spread the word on Bitcoin and get people curious about it, trying to find out more about it. Now, part of our campaign is we had the Bitcoin logo and then we had our QR code. And we encourage people to send remittances to that address. That QR code is our Bitcoin address. And that was part of the whole promotion so that people could see the remittances coming in on the blockchain. Now, one cool thing about Bitcoin is it's a public ledger, so everyone can see every address and every remittance that's ever occurred since the beginning of Bitcoin, which was about 5 years ago. And one really cool thing that happened was you sent us a couple bits, you sent us some remittances, and then you attached a public note on the blockchain. And that's actually how I was able to find you. You basically gave me your contact information. I have this here. I did a print screen of the blockchain, and you said, I would like the owner of this sign to come to my shop and meet me in person. And you gave the phone number, and then your company, Infinite Solutions. So I was able to I went down there today to meet you. This was in Burbank, and I know you've just recently moved to your new location here in Woodland Hills, but you weren't there. But your friend was there, Sar, and I guess he told me you got him into Bitcoin too. And then he gave me your phone number. He actually called you for me on his phone, and then I came out here to Woodland Hills, and here we are. So how were you able to attach that note on the blockchain?
So it was kind of a little lengthy process. First, I took a bunch of pictures of the QR code and the billboard, and I took a picture of myself holding the billboard up, and I uploaded the picture onto my Facebook. I told people, my fellow Bitcoin friends, if they knew that, if they could find out the address for me, because I was still on the street, I couldn't look it up. So after I got home, I went and scanned the address, and I looked it up on the blockchain, and then I logged into my blockchain.info wallet.
So the blockchain is the public ledger that you can see all the Bitcoin transactions on.
All the Bitcoin transactions are in the blockchain, and you can go and look them all up at blockchain.info.com. I mean blockchain.info, it's not a .com.
Right.
But I have an account on there also, and I've had it for quite a while now, and I've done maybe 6,000 transactions through blockchain.info.
Wow.
And lately I've been doing a lot of transactions too, and I sent you some Bitcoin first, and then I went and looked at my own transaction ledger, and I looked up your address, and then I saw how many other people were sending you money, and I thought, hey, I should send you some more money, and I should actually try and get in touch with you. And the only way I could figure out how to get in touch with you was to put a public note with that message that you saw earlier.
That's brilliant. So you are able to attach notes to your Bitcoin remittances?
Yeah, anytime you send a payment to someone, if you're using a slightly more advanced wallet, you can go to custom send and add a public note on there. Oftentimes when you want to make, like, say, a purchase or a donation, you can add a public note to encourage the seller or the charity to continue doing what they want to do, you know, helping people or selling their product, whatever it is.
Wow, awesome. So you've been in computers for a while, I guess?
Yeah, I was Microsoft certified when I was 14 years old, and my parents got me into vocational training school for computer repair, which I'm really thankful for, because 4 years ago I found out about Bitcoin and I started mining Bitcoin, and I'm really fascinated with mining Bitcoin. As you can see, I'm wearing a t-shirt from HashFast Technologies, which is a very, very good company that I'm planning a pretty big purchase with. I've been reselling Bitcoin mining hardware on the internet for the past couple months on Amazon.com.
Okay, cool.
So you could look up Ice Fury USB Bitcoin miner, and it's likely to be sold by me.
Now, Okay, good. So yeah, people should check that out. Now, how many Bitcoins would you say you have actually mined? How many have you generated for the world to use?
I kind of lost count.
Give me a ballpark.
I think maybe like 20 or 30 Bitcoin I've generated.
That is exciting. That's awesome. There's only around 12 million in existence.
Yes. And lately I've been mining Dogecoin and Mooncoin, and they generate a lot more at a faster rate, but they're worth a lot less, but it's just fun to see them pile up.
Okay, cool.
And I'd like to go on websites like Cripsty.com and trade my Mooncoin and Dogecoin against the Bitcoin to try and increase my Bitcoin. So I'm leveraging my mining power to help my trading.
Okay, good.
So I'm trying to just keep that bottom line up, you know, so I got to do everything. I'm trading all the alternate coins, I'm buying Bitcoin, reselling Bitcoin, buying miners and reselling miners. There's a lot of things I'm doing with Bitcoin, and I'm just trying to educate people and get new people started.
Well, I see you are really into Bitcoin, and like I said, your friend Sar said that you got him set up with a miner, and now he's mining. He started about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I see you have, this is your car here. Now we're right outside your new location, and this is really cool because you have two new friends. You're getting into Bitcoin, and you guys are watching live Andreas M. Antonopoulos. He's a Bitcoin proponent who goes all around the world. He is actually on the Joe Rogan show right now, and I see you guys are watching it here.
So highlight the fact that this Bitcoin economy, just in the last year, has generated thousands of jobs. In an environment where we have economic stagnation, we've got this bloom of innovation and technology, much like the first burst of the internet. And, you know, that's a tremendous thing. You don't want to squash that.
And you said Andreas, he is in town today. He's in LA, and he's going to be coming by here at your shop today, right after this show.
Yeah,
you said
after the show, I was talking to Andreas earlier on Twitter, and I told him that he should come see me after his show is done. He's just in Canoga Park, I believe, taping the show with Joe Rogan.
So that's about 10 minutes from here? Or?
Yeah, he's like 10 minutes away. I was gonna go meet him up at a coffee shop or something before the show, but I got his message a little bit late.
Okay, well hopefully he comes back, and hopefully I can maybe get a little interview with him too.
Yeah.
Now I wanted to go inside.
Check out inside the print shop and the Bitcoin mine.
Okay, awesome. So you've got a workstation here inside the print shop.
Yeah, we got our own Dogecoin, live Dogecoin.
He really does look like the dog. What's the dog's name?
Shiba Inu.
That's right.
He's the bigger cousin of the Shiba Inu. He's a Jindo. So this is my mining operation. I have here I have like 5 Blockruptor cubes. Each of these are generating about 30 gigahash.
Can you show me which one the Blockruptor?
Blockruptor cubes are these ones right here. These are made by ASIC Miner. Then I have right here also another 9 Blockruptor blades. These are also made by ASIC Miner.
Okay.
And then right here I have a lot of USBs, and these ones are made by various companies. One of them is made by Big Picture Mining Company. This white one is the Ice Fury miner. And then I have over here an Ant Miner, which is made by Bitmain.
So you're saying that each one of these pieces of hardware.
Yeah, each of these is an ASIC application-specific integrated circuit that's used specifically to mine Bitcoin by performing SHA-256 encryptions.
Okay, so now this is what miners are using these days because there is so many miners and so much mining power that you have to have a special dedicated computer rig to mine at this point.
Yeah, it's very difficult to mine at this point, and it's pretty hard to get into mining at this point. If you're not already into mining, I probably wouldn't recommend you to get started unless you had a pretty big budget and you were willing to take the risks and that. So. Okay,
and I heard that some people are perhaps looking at mining Litecoin, which is the second biggest cryptocurrency next to Bitcoin, just because it is a little easier to mine, and a lot of people believe that Litecoin may emerge as an adopted currency alongside of Bitcoin.
Oh, of course. Litecoin is the number one alternate currency right now. Dogecoin has recently been getting a lot of traction, and it's also mined the same way that Litecoin is. So the same way you generate Litecoin, you can also generate Dogecoin.
Okay.
So my computer right now is generating about 6 or 7 different types of digital currencies at once. I'm not just mining Bitcoin. I'm mining.
Oh my God.
I'm mining Dogecoin, Mooncoin, Litecoin, Feathercoin, IXCoin, DevCoin. I just have this big list of coins that I program my miner to mine all day long.
That's amazing. Well, you sound technologically advanced, so you're mining at a more advanced level.
Yeah,
many coins at once.
I started mining 4 years ago, and I wish I didn't stop, because if I didn't stop, I'd probably be a millionaire by now.
Yeah, well, now today the Bitcoin is, between $800 to $1,000.
When I first started 4 years ago, I was mining about 10 Bitcoin a day for about 3 months, but the electric bills just killed it for us, and we had to fork over the Bitcoin to pay the electric bill.
Oh, and now you're probably wishing you had held on to those
Yes,
Bitcoin.
Of course, I wish I had a time machine and I could go back and tell myself not to sell the Bitcoin.
Well, I actually, people, have a lot of really good hopes and expectations. Some people, like the Winklevoss twins had estimated that Bitcoin would be worth about $40,000 in the future. Now you have people predicting that it could go up to 100,000. And then recently I heard people predicting up to 1,000 times its current value, which would be up to $1 million for one Bitcoin.
Yeah, I think it's very possible, because already in 5 years, Bitcoin has grown in over 1,000,000% in value.
Okay, so it's already 1,000,000x'd.
Yeah.
And people are saying that it has the potential to 1,000x on top of that.
Yes, of course, because there's only, as you said earlier, there's only 21 million Bitcoin
That the protocol can allow
available,
for.
and that's going to be done mining by 2140, beyond my lifetime. So
Right.
right now there's about 12 million Bitcoin, a little bit more than 12 million, I believe. And people have already possibly destroyed 1 million Bitcoin just by losing their wallets and
Forgetting their
user
password.
error and stuff like that. And basically, so the number of Bitcoins is going to keep going up, but then also over time people are going to be destroying their Bitcoins, just like when you lose your wallet or in the street and you had your cash in it.
Then
it's
you
the same
send
concept.
you send it to the wrong address, or you forget your password.
Usually if you send it to the wrong address, the Bitcoin will be in limbo for a little while and it'll come back.
Oh, that's cool. So that's a feature built into the protocol.
Yeah, because it didn't go. If it doesn't go through and it's verified as a legitimate address that's being already generated, it'll just come back.
Okay, but
I've
if
done
you
that before, where I sent it to the wrong address and it came back.
okay, great, awesome.
But you don't want to take that risk.
No, you don't. You got to treat your Bitcoin like cash, and you have to be secure with it and be responsible with it.
Yeah.
You can't.
I would recommend the best thing to do is to create a encrypted wallet with a software like Armory. So you don't want to just leave all your Bitcoin on the internet where some hacker can potentially gain access to them.
Okay.
So it would be best to keep your Bitcoin offline in an encrypted wallet. Jimmy, what's down?
All right. I don't want to hurt Doggy here. He's our mascot for your Doggy coin.
Yes, he's my security dog. I'm using about 2,000 watts of electricity, maybe more than that. My miners pay for the electricity cost in about a day for the whole month. So the cost of electricity right now is not that much, but possibly in 3 months or more, this technology might be obsolete. That's why I've already purchased pre-order for some new hardware from various companies.
Okay.
So I'm basically reinvesting what I've made already and just growing what I have. And then I'm going to sell these off at a really low price to new people that are just starting out.
So basically,
experience mining.
Right, and so basically when we say mining, we're essentially saying that you have these computers all around the world which are connected up to the Bitcoin network, and they are running the transactions. They're processing all of the payments and the transactions from one wallet to another and verifying them and making sure that they're valid transactions. And so that's what we mean when we say mining. And then the computers that run this network get rewarded with Bitcoin, get generated after completing a number of transactions known as a block. So right now, what are we looking at here?
So right here, I have these 4 windows open here, and what they're doing is they're translating the Stratum protocol to a Getwork protocol, so that my ASIC miner blades can connect to the Bitcoin network and process work for helping other people make transactions. So each one of these lines of code are either a share being accepted as a valid share in the process of generating the block, or it's a line of code that is saying, give me more work. I just finished submitting my share, give me more work. So constantly my computer is translating the work, because these blades are using an older style of Bitcoin mining that Slush was the designer for, which is called mining proxy. So I'm writing a mining proxy here, and then on this other window here, I have connected my USB miners, and as you can see, my USB miners will start hashing, and they just connected to the largest Bitcoin pool in the world, which is ghash.io. So I'm helping the Bitcoin mining, and I'm getting paid about $150 to $180 a day, and I sell all the Bitcoin that I generate every day. So
okay.
I'm not holding on to Bitcoin.
So you're keeping it moving through the ecosystem.
Yes, I sell it to someone else, and then when I get money, I go and buy more when the price goes down. So
okay, good. Well, that's exciting. Have you been buying things just in your everyday living with Bitcoin?
Yeah, I've been paying my rent with Bitcoin.
Okay, so your landlord accepts Bitcoin?
No, my landlord doesn't accept Bitcoin. They still want cash USD, you know, but I sell my Bitcoin and I give them the cash.
Okay, but perhaps as it gains more traction and becomes more adopted, he will start to take actually just Bitcoin straight.
Possibly. I mean, it's a pretty long shot, but for now I'm happy just selling my Bitcoin for cash and giving it to pay my rent.
Okay, cool.
So other things, like I paid for a trip to Vegas to go to the Bitcoin Vegas convention.
Oh, that was in December?
Bitcoin in December, yeah, I went to that.
Oh wow, awesome.
And then I've done a lot of paying off my debt. Like I'm paying off a lot of my debt, right, personal debt, and my debt from my business with the money that I'm generating with Bitcoin. Because
awesome.
I had a computer repair business for a long time now, and it wasn't doing too good, and it was doing alright, it was barely breaking even, and then Bitcoin, the business that I started doing in Bitcoin dwarfed my computer repair business, so I've kind of let go of the computer repair business, and I'm starting to focus more on Bitcoin mining and other things that I could do in Bitcoin.
Right. Now, I've heard also that Bitcoin is a brand new technology, and some people are comparing it to as large of a revolution or a technological advance as the internet itself.
Yes.
And would you agree with that?
I think it's a revolution for the financial sector.
Okay.
As the internet was revolutionary to, like, say, the communication sector.
Okay.
Bitcoin is a revolution for the finance sector. So later on, as Bitcoin gets more and more developed and more layers are built on top of it, you'll be able to program your money to do all kinds of things. Like, say, just not saying that let's say if someone programs their will in Bitcoin and then they die.
Right.
They don't use their Bitcoin wallet. After a certain amount of time, their Bitcoin will be sent out to whoever they told it to, because they programmed the will.
Oh, okay.
So as soon as like another layer is going to be built on Bitcoin, it's called Ethereum, and that one is going to make it so you can have multi-signature transactions where you'll be able to send a payment, and then multiple people will have to verify that they want the payment to go through. So decentralized autonomous corporations are going to be coming soon to the Bitcoin, and you'll be able to do payroll and, you know, monthly payments to, like, say, electric company or gas company. It's
okay.
just all being developed very, very rapidly.
So there's a huge amount of development occurring right now, and we're looking at the future being built at this exact point in time.
Yes, that's true. I believe that in maybe like 10 years, even, like, say for instance, the DMV or something like that will start accepting Bitcoin so that they can process transactions cheaper and then have to charge less tax or something, and then everyone would be happy about it. You know, there's a lot of good things that are going to be coming up from Bitcoin, but then a lot of people and the media are still focusing on the negative things like Silk Road and money laundering.
Sure.
But as Andreas was talking about earlier on the Joe Rogan show, HSBC and Wachovia and a slew of other banks are notorious for the amount of money laundering they do, and they barely get slapped.
And that, yeah, and that gets overlooked. So basically, what you have is Bitcoin is growing up from the ground, roots level, grassroots movement, and it has no central authority, it has no bank, it has no private group running it or controlling it, and so perhaps that could be seen as a threat. But
of course, it's a huge threat to the status quo. If you take, like, just for instance, the global remittance is like $1 billion industry. If some of that is transferred into Bitcoin, Bitcoin will grow tremendously. And just the other day, I had a Nigerian client that I was talking to, and he wanted to start setting up a hub in Lagos, Nigeria, to start getting Bitcoin remittances to his friends and family that are over there. So there's a huge potential in remittance around the world right now, that they really want Bitcoin to be used to send money back home. Because just recently in the Philippines, they opened up an exchange so they could start helping with that in the Philippines. They send billions of dollars back to the Philippines every year.
Right, and so now with Bitcoin, it's virtually free to send the money, and it's extremely fast.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's very small transaction fees.
The fee is based on you. If you want to pay a fee, you can. If you don't want to pay a fee, that's fine. You can be a freeloader.
And maybe perhaps by paying...
If you pay the fee, your payment will get through quicker. That's all it is.
Okay.
Because every 10 minutes there's a batch of transactions, and there may be like 1,000 transactions that are waiting. If you pay the fee, your transaction gets pushed to the front of the line.
Okay.
So the miners,
expedited service.
The miners are very capitalistic, and they want to get your miner fee as soon as they can. So they're going to process the transactions that are most valuable to them first.
Sure. So then if you want something to go right away, or it's a really large purchase, something that you might want to be done instantly, you could pay a little bit more, a few millibits perhaps, and your transaction will be picked up.
Yes, that's true, but even with a big payment, you don't have to even send a fee, because the Bitcoin miners want to... It's easier for the Bitcoin miner to do one big transaction with a lot of Bitcoin than it is to do a bunch of small transactions.
Oh, so there you go.
Love to do big Bitcoin transactions, and they'll do it for free.
Okay, awesome.
So there's a couple different factors that play when you send a transaction.
So you could literally send $20 million from the United States to some other country, and you could send it absolutely free.
Yes, you probably would be able to send it absolutely free, and it would get there probably within 30 minutes.
That's incredible, and that has never ever existed in any financial system.
Never been around. They had to hire guards and armored trucks and security companies and all kinds of other things that are needed to make it so money could move around the world. But now with the proof of work system that was developed by Adam Back with the Hashcash, you can really see why Satoshi Nakamoto put all those different things together and created Bitcoin. It's so that you can do away with all these monopolies on the movement of money that are in the world.
Tell them about the travel ATM.
The travel ATM?
Because I travel the world a lot.
Oh,
The way I could take my money in my Bit wallet, and no matter how much money, it doesn't matter. When I go to another country, if I need money, I just they don't have these ATMs.
Bitcoin
I
is
just go like
borderless.
this. I get my cash in their currency, no fee, and I'm done.
Yeah, set up a local account.
Yeah, I read about it. They're doing that.
Wow, and what's your name?
Avi.
Avi?
yeah.
Great, and what's your name?
Roger.
Roger, awesome. So you guys are new to Bitcoin?
We're new. We're just learning about
We're
it.
friends for many years, but new to Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it looks like you are getting a lot of people into Bitcoin, and that's really awesome. So hopefully we can do another little interview with Andreas when he comes by.
Hopefully, yes, that'd be great.
And I really appreciate your time, and you're doing a great job, so keep up the good work.
Thank you. You keep up the good work too with the Billboards. Right?
Yeah, with our billboards, you know, we're just spreading the word, and they're still up. They've been up since the middle of December. Now we're at the end of January. So we'll see how long they stay up, but we're, you know, millions and millions of people are seeing these billboards and becoming curious.
Yeah, every other day, someone of my friends say they saw a billboard somewhere in California.
Well, that's the Bitcoin Billboards team in LA. There's also another team up in San Francisco.
Yeah,
the
the honey badger. And
I don't think
they
they.
had one with the honey badger.
Someone did the honey badger. I don't think it was.
It wasn't your team though.
It wasn't my team, and it was not Arise Bitcoin, who's the other guys. They put 40 billboards up in San Francisco, which are also up currently right now. So yeah, a lot of people are starting to really promote Bitcoin, and they see it as something that can actually really change the world, in all honesty. And so great. The more people who get into it, the faster it grows.
I agree.
Okay, thanks a lot.